A lot of people ask me about what I eat. So, how much I eat in a day, how many meals I eat a day, if I track my macros, my calories. So, with regards to meals and frequency, so I usually eat 2 meals a day, or almost always eat 2 meals a day. Usually one in the morning, and then the second one in the late afternoon, early evening. Um, my meals are usually beef, so fatty, slow cooked cuts are what I typically eat. So things like short ribs, brisket, chuck roast, um, things of that nature is what I eat most of the time, with usually with extra fat added. Though with short ribs, those are pretty fatty, so I don't typically need to add extra fat to short ribs. And the brisket cuts that I get are pretty fatty, so I of course eat the fatty parts of the brisket with the meat, and that provides me with a good ratio fat to protein. Um, I do eat a very high fat diet. I've been doing that for quite some time now, and a number of years, and I feel best when eating a lot of fat. I don't do well and I don't feel well when I eat quote unquote low fat meals or lower fat meals. And I would even characterize a ribeye steak as being low fat for me, or not having enough fat for me. So if I'm eating a ribeye steak, I would need to add additional fat or eat additional fat with the ribeye in order for me to feel good and satiated and to not get hungry fairly shortly after I eat. So with regards to my meals, the size. So in general, I try and eat intuitively. I don't measure how much I eat. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, so I can pretty much eyeball it and know how much food will satiate me or make me full for each meal. But I don't weigh or measure or anything like that. Um, but in general, so in order to answer these questions and give you guys some information, I did measure out a couple of my meals to see how much, so that I could provide you with the data. So each of my 2 meals contains about 10 ounces of food, so meat and fat. Um, of that, 120 grams are from fat and 60 grams are protein. That 10-ounce meal comes out to about 1,300 calories. So if we extrapolate that for the entire days, for the 2 meals, I eat a total of 20 ounces of food per day, which includes 240 grams of fat, 120 grams of protein, and 2,600 calories. And I would say about 80% of my calories are from fat and 20% are from protein. Now, the protein recommendation for athletes in general is about 1.2 to 2 grams of protein for each kilogram of weight. So I weigh 135 pounds, which comes out to about 61 kilograms. So I'm at about 2 grams of protein per kilogram of my body weight per day, which is kind of that upper range of what's recommended for people who are athletic, who do a lot of sports. And I do lift weights and work out typically 3 or 4 times a week. I'm fairly active, so and I found that amount is good for me. I don't eat crazy amounts of protein. A lot of people would think 20 ounces of meat or of food per day is not a lot. A lot of people eat 20 ounces per meal, but that works for me. And anything more than that, I'm just full after 10 ounces of food, high fat food. Again, I can eat double the amount, twice the amount, if I'm not eating as much fat. So if I'm eating only a ribeye, I can easily eat a 20 ounce, 22 ounce ribeye, no problem. But when I eat fattier cuts of meat with a lot of extra fat, which is how my body prefers and how I prefer, then I get satiated for after about 10 ounces of food, and I will remain satiated for about 9 or 10 hours after eating my first meal. So that seems to be a good amount for me. Um, these meals that I eat, so most of the time it's a slow cut meats, and I also do eat beef liver. I really like the taste of liver, and I like how it makes me feel. So I eat, I would say I eat liver probably um, 2 weeks out of the month. I'll have a little bit with each meal. And so with regards to micronutrients, um, the beef contains all the water soluble vitamins, so all the B vitamins and vitamin C, and contains all the fat soluble vitamins as well, A, D, E, and K. And that's with the eating the liver. For people who don't eat liver, so there's going to be, you're not really going to have significant amounts of vitamin A or C, but that's probably not necessary for optimal human health and functioning, since a lot of people eat an only beef diet, only muscle meat and fat with no organs, no eggs, and so forth, and they're fine with their levels of vitamin A and vitamin C. And then with regards to minerals, um, beef muscle meat contains most all the major minerals, the important minerals that we need, even without liver or other organs. So calcium, copper, chloride, iron, iodine, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, sodium, and zinc. So just by eating beef and nothing else, whether it's only beef muscle meat or muscle meat with organs, liver, etc., you're getting complete nutrition, complete nourishment, and and yeah, you don't have to eat a crazy amount. You don't have to eat 3, 4, 5 meals a day in order to be satiated, and in order to feel your best and function your best. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or any input. Let me know what you think about how I eat, my macros, and so forth. If you found this video to be useful, please click on the like button. If you think there's somebody else who can benefit from this video, please share it with them. And please click the subscribe button to stay updated and get notices about future videos that I put out that might be of interest to you.